This is part 2 of the backtesting video. I'm actually mid backtesting right now, just to show you a few things of how I go about it. So I won't go into detail because this is for Falcon students, so you guys know what you're looking for from the content. My type of entries are not necessarily important. Let me just clean this up a little bit. So yeah, I'm busy here with GBP CAD. I'm testing a couple of things. So if I can just bring your attention here. So you'd use your dashboard. And in your dashboard, how you'd normally see it is, where is it? It will probably look like something like this, if you look at the execute the screen area where you've got the trading journal, backtesting, AFTs, and so on and so forth. Okay. So how I would start with step 1 of backtesting, when I'm just backtesting the strategy, I'd use this area, backtests. And then when I start backtesting for the trading plan, I could either use this, or to make it cleaner, I could just duplicate. So if you click on these dots here, you're able to just duplicate that backtest tab. I would do the duplicates before I start backtesting. Why it would be important to do it before you start backtesting, or maybe at least have a clean duplicate, at least one clean duplicate that you can always duplicate. Because what you find is that if you duplicate this, or let's say you add your backtests within this, so let's just go inside if I've got some backtests here. So basically what I want to show you is that if I already have backtests populated here, backtests here, as you can see, and then I go back to the duplicate, it's going to duplicate those backtests that you saw there as well. But if you, okay, I think I might have switched screens before it finished duplicating. It might take a little bit of time. But if you basically duplicate before you start your backtests, then it's always a clean sheet. You don't have to go into the duplicate and then delete the previous backtests. So if you can just already duplicate one, and you know that each step of the backtesting, when you're backtesting for learning the strategy, when you're backtesting for the trading plan, and when you're backtesting the trading plan itself, you can just duplicate a clean duplicate. Okay, that's just a step that you can use. Oh, okay, so I've got both duplicates here. So I would name, what I would do is I'll just rename this then. So you can click on this again, go to rename, and then you can call it two-touch flag, 15-minute two-touch backtest type of a thing. So all your 2 touches you're going to backtest there. But before that, actually, I'm actually skipping a step. You won't be backtesting certain entries as yet. This is once you have your trading plan. So the first thing that you might name this is testing strategy. Okay, where do I get that from? If you come here to the document, you will see that the first step is to backtest the strategy. Then the next one would be backtesting to create your trading plan. The third one, when you start backtesting the trading plan itself, that's when you will now not call it backtesting your trading plan. You might call it two-touch entry backtest. or reversal backtest. Okay, so that's just to show you that. Let me just clean this up. Just get rid of these extras. So let's go back to the current day now, the trading center that I'm using right now. You'll see that at the moment I'm backtesting certain entries. I've got my 2-touch, I've got the 4-hour structures. I've got a note here, I don't see this pattern in the market that much, but it's a textbook entry, so I don't see it that much in the market, so I will then remove this from my trading plan, because it's a textbook 4-hourly structures, and if it is there, I'll take it. It's got a very high hit rate as well. I don't have to have that one. So right now I'm busy backtesting the high value area entries. This is not a specific entry itself, but basically I want to see what happens when price hits a high value area. So I'm done with CAD JPY. I've just started with GBP JPY, and where I started, I don't have a lot of entries that have presented themselves as yet. So this would be a high value area. 2-touch. I've got a little bit of a pattern here at the bottom, which gives me reason to believe, with the beautiful structure, that we might see ourselves coming down. And then over here also I've got an ending structure, but it's not the cleanest on the daily. But if you go on the 4-hour, you can see that it is something that is valid, that can be looked at. Not to take a position over here, at least with this kind of pattern, but rather to use it just as a reference point for things to come down. So I'd basically be looking for a push down and some kind of a flag in this area, and see what kind of flag price will give me there. So let's see. Okay, that didn't play out. I'll go back to the daily, see where we are. Okay, the daily is not showing me the data I'm looking for. Oh, I did, but that's okay. All right, so I see here on the weekly that we've got another very good high value area there and there. So I want to see if price is gonna turn around in any of those areas, or if it might turn around where we are now. So you might see that the price action is actually inverted. For me, it's a little easier to see these buy setups. Okay, so this is the coming to the lows, and then the buy setup. So I'll be looking for the buy setups in this area for price to push up. Okay, this is the weekly, that's why it's moving like it's moving there. So we do have a little bit of a push up there. Just gonna invert it quickly and see what price looks like on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I've got this corrective price action. It's not giving me anything that I would take, but over here I think I missed something when we were still on the weekly, and that's fine to do that during your backtesting. Okay, it's backtesting, so you can go back and forth. I want to show you as raw as it is and what I would do in these kind of situations. So let's see. All right, the 1 hour gave me something. Let me see if I take price back. Is there anything that I would be looking at with regards to how I trade here? So let me see this. Okay, I'm going to take price back a little bit more as well here. And I see that there is something here. It's not necessarily what I would take, but it looks like it reacted somehow to price action. So I would still size that up. Okay, I'll size that up just to see if this kind of thing plays out in the markets. And although I know the result, I just want to see if when I test it against other positions, when I test it against other positions in the high value areas, am I getting this messy type of a flag that ends up committing. Okay, so let's see. So this is a 15-minute entry, but it's 43 pips. I wouldn't take that at any point, so I'm just going to delete this. But just for points of showing you, let's say this wasn't 43 pips. Let's say it was smaller. Let's pretend that it was 20 pips, just so that I can show you how I would log this position. So we have a little bit of a push. We've got 1% there, so I might manage this to break even. So in my mind I know, okay, you know what, I might break even. Okay, so, and how I do it is when I get to around 3%, that's when I lock in at least 1% if I didn't get any price action. Another thing is I don't back test. Once I've gotten my 15-minute entry, I take it to the 1 hour because we manage on the 1 hour. All right, so in all honesty, I probably would have managed on the next candle because I don't look, once I've taken a position, I don't look at the charts for the next 2 hours. So in all honesty, I probably would have only looked right now. Okay, great. We've definitely at break even. Let's see if I can get a percent in. No, so I'd be taken out at break even. So now the next thing I do is this. Come onto the 1 hour. I take my picture. Make sure that it's a picture that I can work with. I'd open a new backtest. Go down to the pictures. Where are they? The 1 hour entry. Okay. So let me take that picture again. What's going on here? All right, come here, put the 1 hour picture by the 1 hour. Okay, great. Go to the 4 hour. I need to be able to see as much data that will allow me to know exactly what it is that I was looking at on the 4 hour. I will delete these here. I like to keep this because at times I just want to measure how far it was with this pair when it turned around. It allows me to know when I can take these type of entries, Sometimes maybe if this line had been here, maybe this wouldn't have been a good entry to take, type of a thing, So I'd then take this data. Oh, wait, where is it? Wait, what? What is going on? Okay, the 4 hour. Delete this one. Daily. So with the daily here, I can't really see the other double top, but I do want to see the candles. So what I would do here is I'd probably take 2 pictures. The most important thing with your pictures is if you come back to your back tests, will the picture that you take, will it give you the data that you need to make a decision, a trading decision, so it needs to be clear, so the first one was quite clear on the close-up. Now I see the greater picture that I was looking at. Take a picture there. Now I'm busy drag and dropping. I don't know how it will work with your laptop. but I'll show you something. Okay, so I just put those ones side by side, and then obviously the 1 hour. Sorry, this is actually an after screen 1 hour. Where is it? It's supposed to be here because it shows me the result. Then I'll just quickly go back to the 1 hour. Take it back. To show how the entry would have looked in the close of the hour. Put that at the 1 hour, and definitely the 15-minute because the entry was on the 15-minute. Alright. And the 15-minute over there. So basically that's it. I'd like you to look at the kind of setups that you are going for with how you understand the strategy. This is not a lesson on the strategy itself, it's just on how to go about your back testing. So now once you've collected all of this data and you've got all of your positions over here, one thing I would also do definitely obviously is just name this. So this was a 2 touch on the 15-minute, so I'll just say 15-min TT. Okay, so that I know these are all the 2 touches. 15-minute TT, just name it the same type of a thing. And then I like to add the pair, GBP CAD. My direction was long for this position. I leave those things out usually, and then it was a break even, so I just put a 0 here. It's important data for me with how I'm back testing. That's the only data I take. And then what I do once I'm done there is I come here to view all back tests, view by outcome. So now I've got all of my back tests. These are all the losses. As you can see, it's written loss there. These are all the wins. As you can see, it's written win there. So now I can compare all of my wins and see what is it that is the same about these wins. That's how you get your entry criteria. So I'd come back and see, okay, here's a 2 touch here. RSC, okay, that 1, 2, 3 within it. Quite visible on the 1 hour. Looks like, okay, this one was in the 15-minute entry. This was a 1 hour entry. 15-minute, let's see. Yeah, this was definitely a 1 hour entry. So this should actually be 1 hour 2 touch. And then I'll go to the next. Okay, I don't have any other 1 hour 2 touches for now. So I saw there was a 3 touch going to there, and it was an expanding. What's similar about this one, Alright, so this one also had a 1, 2, 3 within it. It had a little bit of messy price action, which I hid a bit. This is how it looked like if it wasn't hidden. I'd look at the candle shape. Okay, it was a small retrace. So all of those things, the things that I see as patterns would be the things that I put down as entry criteria. You might see there's certain ones that stick out. at first you might have 4 entry criteria, but at a certain time you realize that maybe you can push that down to 3, because the fourth one is something that's automatic in your mind, or something that really doesn't matter that much. So what I do with this information is I create another document. Let me see if I've got an example. Backtest. No, I don't have an example. So let me quickly show you an example. I'm not sure where it is. If you want, you can quickly in your mind's eye or capture this statement as well. Just add your name everywhere where you see mine. Add the things that you stand for. Mine is change, acceleration, accelerated growth, prosperity. And then this is something that you can just read to yourself on a daily basis as a daily reminder. Just as a side note, so I just created a separate document here. I'd have all my positions, so all of these winning positions, those things that I said are points that you can look at. I'd literally write them down here and say, okay, the first position, the things that I saw, the characteristics were the 2 touch, had a 3 touch within. Just waiting for the connection. I think it's actually my space in my laptop. There's I don't have a lot on it. 2 touch, I had a 3 touch. It was the second continuation, and all the characteristics, so the next position, and there could be a few more characteristics that you add here. The second position, I put down the characteristics. Third position, characteristics. Then what I would do is, if there's similar characteristics, I just make them bold, change the color, so that I can see, okay, most of them had this in common and that in common, and so on. And that then creates my entry criteria. So to close this, let me quickly show you an example of how the trading plan can look. So here's mine, Q, investment capital trading plan. Thinking about it as a business. So we'll go into this one. 4 setups, not a lot of setups. I've got 4 setups in my trading plan, as you saw. So now here I would have my entry criteria that I've received from a document like this one. I've got mine somewhere, I just don't know the name off the top of my head. And I'd have, there's my 3 entry criteria. For this, I've got 2 disqualification criteria. I've got a final note on this one as well. Type of a thing, so this is one of the type of positions I take. So now it is recommended in Falcon that you don't take pictures, but you create almost a but I'm sure you've seen the backtesting on that Ibby's done, the backtesting video. It basically shows that he draws the setup himself and he doesn't cherry pick setups. I've made sure that I pick the ugliest looking ones as well, so as to not cherry pick. It's just something that's worked for me, better. I think I prefer to see the picture of the price action. And then that's it. I don't know if there's something that I've left out. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that you need and I can hook you up with it. But yeah, thank you for suggesting and asking for this video as well. Thank you.